What's going on, guys? My name is Ryan, aka Hero, and today I'm going to be talking about the My Hero Academia episode that you haven't seen. Alright, so today's video revolves around one of two episodes or OVAs that you probably haven't seen or even knew about. I'll be looking at the first OVA, Save Rescue Training. This episode released during the 2016 Jump Festa as a special episode, also known as the first OVA for this heroic shonen series. Let me get this out of the way first. If you guys are curious and want to watch the episode yourself, you gotta know a few things. There wasn't an official launch for this episode anywhere outside of Jump Festa, which was located in Japan, meaning you're not gonna find a high quality version of this episode, paid or not. I watched it on a sketchy website, but that was after looking at all the possible ways I could maybe find a way to pay for the episode, because I do truly enjoy the series and the show altogether, and I want to support it. But alas, it was nowhere to be found. I will not be linking the site that I use just because I still don't know if it's safe, but you know, just Google it. And with that being said, please smash that like button to show your support, and make sure to ring that bell to be notified on all of my upcoming videos. Remember guys, I upload every Saturday at 7:30 PM EST along with extra videos throughout the week. Alright, so to get into this episode analysis or summary, I gotta tell you guys a little bit about the time frame. This episode takes place after the first League of Villains attack on USJ during their rescue class in the first season. After 4 weeks of recovering and cleaning up, Class 1A goes back to the rescue building to continue their training. As the students are entering the building, they are surprised at how everything was repaired back to normal. Meeting with the students are 13 and Aizawa. Deku asks, wasn't All Might supposed to be here? Aizawa quickly shuts it down and responds with a harsh, forget about him. Deku wonders if All Might and Aizawa are mad at each other. In their first exercise, 3 students, Deku, Ochako, and Ida, are in need of rescuing at the very bottom of a pit. The heroes rescuing them are Todoroki, Momo, Tokiyami, and Bakugo. At first, Todoroki and Bakugo clash in arguments as to how they should rescue the other students, but are quickly put in their place as Momo speaks up and handles the situation, clearly showing Bakugo and Todoroki that having the ability to fight well does not make them a great hero. After a few more exercises, 13 and Aizawa decide to move into the urban area for a specific rescue training. Essentially, it was hide and go seek, with 4 people finding the rest, 16 other students. Some cannot speak or move. For a more realistic approach, the seekers are Deku, Bakugo, Ochako, and Mineta. But this is where things get good. After some time, the 16 students hid places like under cars, inside destroyed buildings, hidden in trees, things like that. Todoroki decides to hide in a building, sitting and reflecting on his past with his father. As he's thinking and getting upset, a voice speaks up and says, what kind of hero has a face like that? As a huge villain comes out of nowhere, Todoroki instantly activates his ice, but the villain has some sort of extreme speed that bursts right behind him before he even notices. The scene ends and we see Deku finding some students. Just when Deku rescues one of his fellow students, Ida comes speeding over, alerting everyone that there is a villain. In that instant, we see a villain walking as he has Todoroki unconscious in one hand. All of Class 1A is shocked as their number 1 was taken out. Bakugo comes rushing in, landing attacks against the villain, but due to Todoroki being right there, he is unable to use his maximum power. The villain looks to be on a completely different level than Bakugo altogether. He yells at Ida to get everyone out of here as he's stalling and fighting to take down the villain himself. Class 1A stands together and shows their commitment to stand and fight, showing that they are stronger from their last experience with villains. In one punch, we see the villain completely wiping out a huge radius of the urban land, making a huge circle of just sand and dirt. Bakugo comes in for a second attack, even though he knows he is outmatched. Deku tells some that he has a plan to take down the villain. The class now understands that Bakugo isn't just a hothead fighting anyone and everyone. He has a very clear understanding of his role in these fights and what he has to do to assure victory. Deku gets Ochako to levitate him as Tsuyu uses her tongue to launch Deku straight at the villain, while Bakugo is still holding on with the constant attacks. While Deku is flying at the villain, Deku pulls out Mineta's sticky ball and sticks it to Todoroki, who is unconscious, and rips him from the villain's grasp. Deku then uses his finger flick move at maximum power at the villain in hopes to blow him far back. The enemy barely falls back and even stands his ground. Deku and the classmates are all super surprised that he withstood it, and just goes to show how powerful this character is. Bakugo then unleashes his maximum power explosion, which which was enough to throw the villain far back into a set trap that Deku had prepared. A huge boulder full of Mineta's sticky balls, meaning Bakugo, while fighting, saw and understood Deku's plan without even hearing about it. As Bakugo walks towards the stuck villain, ready to deal the finishing blow, the villain rips off his mask, and it is none other than All Might. After the class essentially roasts and attacks All Might for going way too far during this training, we see a flashback when Aizawa and All Might are planning their class. All Might explains how this attack is needed and would very much help out the students. Aizawa disagreed but still allowed it. In the end, Aizawa agrees that it was the right move, as it taught the students how to stand up and fight against villains even after a terrible incident like before. But they all agreed that All Might went too far. Now, I wanted to kind of leave this ending part of the video just to kind of give you guys my opinion on the video, unscripted, candid, all of that. So I actually really did enjoy this episode. As most of you guys know, I'm a huge My Hero fan to begin with, so it could be a little biased, but I really did enjoy how they focused on, for at least the first part, what makes a hero a hero. You know, has to do with a lot of rescuing and making sure people are okay in the right mindset and just emotionally, if you guys know what I mean by that, and just everything along those lines, while also understanding that fighting isn't everything, which was probably a huge part for Bakugo and Todoroki, as in the first part, like I said, with Momo, just pretty much telling them what they're doing wrong and how their ideals are also wrong. I very much enjoyed when pretty much the entire class was talking bad about Bakugo and how he just didn't know what he was doing and he was just a hothead. But in all reality, they understand that Bakugo now, at least, is, yes, he's a hothead, but he understands what he has to do and how great of a hero he actually is behind all of the, you know, anger. Yeah. And with that being said, guys, please make sure to smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, all of that great stuff to show your support to me, because you know what? You guys make my channel, and I appreciate every second that you guys give to me. So thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, have a nice day.